Good evening.
Good evening, good evening.
Welcome to another episode of Dissect. Of course, I go by the name of Novelist,
And I am Jewel.
and it's going to be very interesting tonight.
Yes, it is going to be a very interesting night tonight. Oh
Wow.
my gosh. Yeah.
So, what's good?
I'm ready for this interview because we have a very special guest.
Yeah,
So
you and the people in the back seem to be confusing.
yeah, we're excited for this special guest. It's a unique kind of show, a unique kind of episode tonight. So
Very.
I'm ready for
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
it.
Back in 2 minutes.
So I'm Janine Zabi across.
I'm Janelle Zabi. And where's Zabi Street?
This is Westy Beats on the inside. I'm ready to go.
Who are you, Jewel? I think you have hidden talents that you're not talking about.
I just get at the bar. Ain't no bar make a drum.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that they've done such a good job with hospitality and welcoming all people in.
Well, Samantha Moon.
So my name is Claudette Alona People.
I am Selena.
And then that's how it started. When I came home,
My name is Pumpa. Stage name, of course.
Well, I was born in Spanish Town, Jamaica.
I am Evelina Blanc.
I am a mother first. I think I'm a really wonderful friend. I did a really great business.
I gotta be ready because you'll be like, oh, she picked that. No, I didn't.
Yep. I am Kendra Stephen.
I am Rena Charles, aka Mystery.
I take people forward in victory.
We're back.
Yes, we are back. And
All right. So
is this the part? This is the part where I sit back.
you can, or you can introduce the guest.
Now,
Okay.
I don't know if that would be funny or insane.
Well, it'd be interesting to hear what you say about the guest, but anyway. Yeah. So tonight, folks, as if some of you have seen us advertising, we've been advertising that Novelist is going to be on our show tonight. And who's Novelist? It's Navi. So Navi, our very own host, co-host, Dissect producer, he is going to be on our show. So this is Navi, guys. Wait. I have to put it this way. This is Navi.
Right.
Navi.
That's me in the flesh.
So, many times we talk about, the fact that Novelist is he's an artist, he's a versatile artist, and tonight he's having an opportunity to showcase himself and talk about what he's been up to. So you know what? And that's probably why he doesn't have a background tonight, but because he's
right? Things happened for its own reason, I guess. So
yeah. So welcome to Dissect.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So a little bit later on, we will introduce our booking agent that's in Dominica, Dale, to come up and talk to you and ask you questions because you guys go back a little way back.
That's scary. That's scary.
So we're gonna do a little bit informal.
Right.
Okay.
All right. I gotta say, Rin was supposed to be here with me, RIN. A lot of people know him as Dragon. He was supposed to be here with me, but unfortunately, he's having some voice issues. So I'm just gonna ride solo, and we'll talk about his part in the Navi and Rin and all that other stuff, and whatever conversation pops up.
So hopefully in the near future we can have him on, and hopefully everything goes well with him.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to be like you now and say, So tell us about you,
Oh,
Navi, and
please.
tell us a little bit about your
Wow.
background and what
Wow.
got you into the music business.
Well, it's all right. I'm gonna do it like so fast because it's been a long journey. So, as far as I know myself, it's been music. As far as I could remember, maybe back till I do remember when I was 5 years old. I actually remember when I was 4 years old. So, as far as I remember being 5, 6 years old, I had an adopted brother, rest in peace, Mishak, who created. They used to do this. Like they used to build guitars, so they take the sardine cans and put on one end of it, and sardine can to use like strings. So he made all these little things for me, drums and all that, right? So
Yeah.
as far as I remember, I started with that, and then 7, 8 years old, I got those little electronic keyboards, but it's a toy. Well, they would send me those things. So it's always been music for me. Came to Canada early 90s, like 1990. And I was introduced to music, like as far as like hip hop and other stuff that I wasn't hearing back home, and I just dived into it, man. Just started writing, and the rest is just history.
Yeah.
So it's always been there, yeah.
I can attest that, that Navi has been
Yeah,
singing or rapping
you've
for
been
a
there the
very long
whole
time.
journey.
I mean, we've known each other since we were 14, 15.
Yeah.
And you've been rapping since I've known you, and you were rapping
Yep.
before that. So definitely it's been a very long time, and we're not saying how old we are now, but
Yeah,
it's a very long time
it's
ago.
been a journey, man. It's been a
Yeah,
journey.
so from a little child, from 4 or 5 years old, you remember
Yeah.
just being on that guitar,
Yeah.
then the little
Mm-hmm.
keyboard. So, and then you came to Canada, you were introduced to hip
I was
hop.
just introduced to hip hop music. This friend of mine named Claude Balfour, and he was rapping. I grew well, like coming from Dominica, I came from the era when Shabba Ranks and the Tiger, the Yellow Man, it was around. And apart from that, the WCK was just coming out with, so Booyah music was brand new, fresh, right? So I was introduced to Booyah music. I was introduced to hip hop music at the same time. And you know, when I came up here, you know, they were doing their hip hop thing. I was just marveled, like, okay, like, just kind of looking at them. I was more onto the dancehall thing, trying, I don't think I was good at it, but I was trying, I think. And then, from Claude rapping every day, and I looked at them, I was like, you know what, I could do this. And I did it to the point where I actually became better than him. And
Wow.
then, yeah, and, you know, ended up in Dominica in 96. Clock is formed then, and that just kind of took my name and blew it up in Dominica in a
So
sense.
Clockers was the group that you were part of in Dominica.
I was part of in Dominica, yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, we did a lot, for those who know Clockers, we put it down, we held it down for sure.
Okay. And was it just hip hop? Was it rap? Was it a mixture of
No. So
genres?
Clockers is a mixture of different genres. If anybody knows of King Dice, who sings calypso, he was part of it. Skinny Banton, Shadow Flow, he was part of it. He sings booyah music. Marlon, who would do reggae. Obviously, myself, the Vagabonds, Ounces, Dragon, Rin. So Rin and I go way back from Clockers too, and so many other names. They did hip hop. So we had hip hop, R&B, dancehall, booyah, calypso. We did pretty much all the genres.
Okay.
Yeah.
So were you guys like just the guys on the block that would just rap and entertain, or would you actually perform places? Like,
No.
what was that like in
No,
Dominica?
I mean, we started on the block. I want to say it's a thing where like you had these individuals would do like little performances on the side of the street, right? And then Skinny, being part of WCK, he already had clockers, but it wasn't a music crew. It was just guys hanging.
Guys,
So he wanted to
clock in
bring
the ladies. Okay.
right. So he wanted to do the musical side of it. So from he met me and he told me this is what he wanted to do and he's gonna keep me in the loop, blah blah blah. He went around the island and got different guys. So we did perform on the side of the street, but then we went from that. We opened for people like Boju. We opened for people like Sanchez. I think it was Beanie Man, like Kassav, like it.
Okay.
So we performed. We performed with WCK. Like, yeah, we were performing.
Nice.
We weren't just on the side of the road. We got albums out there too. If you go on YouTube, you might get some Clockers music too.
So Clockers with a K or Clockers with a C?
K. Klockerz.
Okay, so yeah, you guys go and check out Clockers with a Z, Clockers with a K, and Clockers with a Z, so you can see more about the history of where this started from. Yeah,
man. So
do you want to talk about what you've been up to lately? Do you want to bring on Dale? And
well, you know what?
Because I know when I posted the other day, you have some new material. Obviously, you have old stuff, you have new stuff. So.
Right. Well, I mean, if you bring on Dale, Dale's gonna give you a little bit on my history. So probably bring on Dale right now, and then we could talk to do stuff later on. All right. So let's see if we can. I'm doing producing and being the guest at the same time. I tell you, this is a different show. This show is different. But all right, here's Dale.
Hey, Dale. He's muted.
He muted himself.
Oh, Dale, unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself. There you go.
You're no longer in the background. You're in the forefront.
Right.
Sorry. Bye.
That's okay.
Just saying greetings and good night to everybody everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I come to bring the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't be asking me no weird questions.
So yeah, Dale. So you were asking some questions backstage, and you wanted to know what he was going to talk about tonight, and you know him best for, you know him best. So ask away.
Best than what though? I know you best out here. He knows me best down there.
From my angle, I know you best from my angle.
This is a script. This was not a good idea, was it?
So let me ask you. Well, you say you was into music since little child, like 5-6 years. We understand. But what actually made you choose that type of music you're doing, like the hip hop?
What made me choose hip hop?
From Dominica, you choose hip hop. Jazz, all other things, and you choose hip hop.
I don't know if I would say I choose hip hop. You see, I welcome all different genres of music, right? So, like I said, growing up in Newtown, all right, Bone, you've been there. Remember Joe and Joel, the twins, right? One of them was doing the dubbing on the block all the time. So,
Joel.
Right. So me being around that's where the influence of me wanting to do what Joel was doing, right? So now, you know what? There was a year in Dominica when that song "Worky" had came out.
Worky.
Right.
Okay.
WCK came up with a song, Mopsy, One More Sway. And then there was a hip hop song called It Takes Two. Those three songs I heard at the same time, 1, 2, 3. And I was like, what the heck is that? Like, I never heard those type of music before. That was booyah, that was hip hop, and that was, of course,
soca.
Well, soca, but it was different. It was Burning Flames doing their thing from Antigua. It didn't sound like the Trini stuff that we were hearing. You know what I mean? So I'm introduced to 3 new songs. So now I'm like, whoa. So like I said, when I came to Canada, I was introduced to what's its name, LL Cool J. Now I'm in a different environment. Coming to Canada, in the house where I was, it was zouk, reggae, hip hop, right? Booyah being new, it wasn't there yet. So hanging out with friends now, they're rapping. So that's where the influence comes from. So Joel is no longer around me anymore. Now there's hip hop around me. So like a chameleon, I just kind of adapt to the hip hop. And it's not to
Okay.
put myself out there. I'm somebody who, like, when I love something, I study it. So I go back. I didn't stay in 1990 and went forward. I stayed in 1990 while everybody was going forward. I was going back. So I was learning where it came from and then catch up with everybody. And my mission was to pass everybody. So when rapping, everybody who was around me, I became better than them. And not just to, this is not me boosting myself. I'm just saying I actually studied what I wanted to do.
Okay.
So that's why I guess I chose hip hop.
All right.
I think who know you will agree is not boast, is actually so. Especially when they have to listen to your lyrical content. Sometimes I wonder what you studying from, what inspired you to put those
Just,
words together.
just life, bro.
You know,
Yes. So yeah,
I mean,
that
I
right.
mean, he's my partner for true, but your level of lyrics, amazing, brother.
Give thanks, bro.
Yeah, you bad,
Give thanks.
Therefore,
you
the
bad.
name novelist. Novelist. Where does
Yep,
like
yep,
that name is an original name? It's a unique name. You know, obviously, it kind of tells itself,
yeah.
but not so much. So tell
Yeah.
us where that name came from.
Like I did not give myself that name either. There's a rapper and you guys could look him up. He has I think like 5 albums. His name is Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Arsenal. Arsenal, I met Arsenal when I was, I want to say 17, 18 years old. And Arsenal, if you think I'm lyrically ill, when I heard that guy, I didn't want to open my mouth.
Hmm.
And when I rapped to him, he looked at me, he's like, damn, do another one. I did another one. They could do another one. And I did another one. He goes, man, your name should be novelist. At the time, I didn't know what novelist meant. I was like, what? What's that? He goes, dude, everything you said was a story. I could like literally picture every word out of your mouth. And he goes, you should call yourself the verbal numb. You like a verbal assassin. And I was like, he's like, dude, your words are sharp. They're like swords. So he goes, oh, that's it. I'm calling you the novelist. I'm calling you novelist, the verbal numb. And I was like, all right.
Okay. And you were about 17 when that
I was
happened.
about 17, 18, yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that happened to be around that time. I think I was about going to Dominica around that time.
In that was in Toronto, right?
Yes.
Around that time in Toronto, there was a real serious wave of hip hop artists. It was like
Yep.
an influx of a lot of artists that were just like coming out,
Mhm.
coming out. And it was a big thing, and then I don't know what happened. But you definitely were a part of that, and you were able to connect with a lot of artists that were in the mainstream
Oh yeah.
at that time.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to name people in case you
Uh,
don't want to name people, but I know
I,
you used to be around big
yeah, I
heads.
mean, if around the Toronto area, if you're talking about Socrates, which was
Hmm.
at that time would be the Drake at that era. Um, I got to battle him in Scarborough. Been around the Cardis and the Road Dollars, Freaks of Reality, those guys, all the cats. Even in New York, I got MC Mary Claire. Remember we had well, I wasn't there, but Mary Claire was on the show on Dissect.
Right, right,
Right,
Marie Claire. Yes,
right. I
yes.
performed with Mary Claire in the Bronx, and that after that, it was like, okay, besides me, like the only thing that could fulfill my dreams right now would I have to become like a millionaire. I got to perform with Mary Claire in front of like everybody I grew up listening to.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about brand Nubians, audio, a Grand Puba, Channel Live, like just artists I grew up on, and I was like, it was an amazing night. So that alone, yeah. And like I said, we did the in Dominica, we did the Buju, the Sanchez, those type of things. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I got a opportunity besides Dissect to be around a lot of stars, I guess, and even perform for them or perform with them.
Yeah, I
So
mean, That's huge. Even at that, I mean, at that age, in that era, the 90s was huge for like hip hop and
Oh yeah.
all around the world.
In the 90s, if you were not sounding different, you were not going anywhere. If your lyrical content wasn't sharp, you were not going anywhere. If you did not have an image, you were not going anywhere. So we had all these things you have to first of all, you can't come out looking like Pac or Biggie or anybody else that's there. So you have to create your own,
Unique.
right? You
Mhm.
cannot sound like them. You cannot copy what they said. So you constantly have to be sharpening your tools, you know? But now, I mean, it's a little bit watered down, a little bit different now.
Hmm.
Okay, so I remember you saying that he did talk to you about what he wanted to do about the clockers and whatever.
Mhm.
But what would you say, or what do you think actually made him connect to you to want to make you part of his thing? Did he hear you rap before, or
N-
were your friends before? What was it?
Okay, so let me just paint a quick image on the whole thing so I could wrap up the clock is part of it. So when I went back to Dominica in 96, um I didn't know much people except for people on the block, Bone like you, Slice, and people on the block, right? So we no longer lived on the block where I grew up. We live somewhere else. So now I'm hanging out with guys from the somewhere else. So
Mhm.
I went to the river with those guys from the somewhere else, from Kings Hill. And then while we're by the river, I had already heard Skinny because CK had the 95 album with Skinny on it. So I'd already heard Skinny. So when we went by the river, there was Skinny and Mr. Marlin by the river. And then the guys was like, yo, there's Skinny Bantan. You should drop. And then one of them said, why are you gonna call Skinny? So he went and called Skinny. And he pointed at me, whatever he told the Skinny, but I know you stand Skinny, I rap and whatever, right?
Mhm.
So Skinny's like, yo, come true. So I went down there. I rap for Skinny. The funny thing about it, I rap for Skinny and Skinny go, what? Skinny, where you from? I say, Canada. I say, yo. So Mr. Marlon look at me and Mr. Marlon go, nah, that man only have one thing. That man ain't ready.
Hmm.
So so
Try to show you up in front of people.
let me tell you, I I did not only stitch Mr. Marlon mouth with lyrics, and anybody know Mr. Marlon, you cannot shut Mr. Marlon out.
Hmm.
I shut him up. So I looked at him with the face like, what? Disrespectful. You don't know who I am. So Skinny looks at me and Skinny go, you have another thing? I go, bro, it's anything. He goes, kick another thing. I started freestyling about the water flowing, the trees blowing, and Marlon
Wow.
telling me I cannot rap, I don't have more. And then Marlon just looked at me and like, and that was it. So Skinny goes to me, well, I'm trying to put this and this and that together. So um, when it falls through, how can I get in touch with you? So I told him how to get in touch with me. Now the funny thing about that is I was on my own mission. When I went to Dominica, in my head, well, I went to Dominica the previous year, 95, and there was not hip hop to the point where it was on the street. You know what I mean? If anybody knew hip hop, it was underground.
Mm.
And now in 96, I'm moving back. I took every CD, cassette, everything I could find because that's what I feed up on when I'm here. I'm going back to
Mhm.
Dominica. I'm not expecting to hear hip hop. So I'm going to feed myself with what I got to do. So there's a show that came up, and my girlfriend at the time asked me, do I want to be on the show? And I said, sure. So I didn't know they were gonna put this flyer out, and the flyer is gonna say novelist from America and all this stuff. I've never performed anywhere in my life.
Wow.
I've battled everybody and defeated them. That's another thing about me. I've never lost a battle ever. Um, so I've battled everybody and defeated them, but I've never actually performed in front of
Mhm.
an audience. So now I'm walking on the road and I see a flyer and it says novelist from America. And Emma was with me at the time. I didn't know my palms could sweat. I didn't know my feet could sweat.
Wow. Nerves all of a sudden.
Shaking like a leaf. So I'm like, okay, how am I gonna get around this? I met Amaziah Moses. I went to school with Amaziah Moses. When I met Emma, we look at each other like this, like we know each other, but we left it as that. So Emma brother I was hanging out with said, okay, this is Emma. And I was like, yo, I know you. So he said, yo, my brother Dub, I never hear Emma do nothing in his life. All I know, I've never been on a stage and I need somebody on that stage.
Oh gosh. You don't want to be by yourself.
I'm not gonna be alone. So I say, Emma, blah blah blah. So Emma agreed, right? Boom. 2 weeks to go. We never practice. I have no idea what Emma sounds like. Emma heard me freestyling with his older brother. Day of now. We're walking down to the venue. Emma says, so, Novel, what we gonna do? I say, you do your thing, I do mine, bro.
Wait a minute. The day of the event?
We're walking down to what's the name of the school?
Convent?
No, not convent. It was the male. It was the male one.
SMA.
SMA. So we're walking down to SMA, and Emma's like, so Novel, what are we gonna do? And I was like, bro, honestly, just do your thing. I do my thing. We just go in there and do our thing. So we're going, all right, cool. No idea of music, nothing. So he goes, what beat? I go, yo, any dancehall beat you like? You look at me like, but you're a rap man. I go, dude, I've been practicing to freestyle on soca, jazz, heavy metal, booyah, rig, just name it. I'm good. So we get there now, and the place is packed. I find the furthest wall from the stage, which is the very, very back, where my back is on the wall. The stage is all the way in the front. Emma is standing there, and I'm telling you, I'm like a leaf. Just everything is shaky. This, people said, introducing novelists from America. Joa, I kid you not. I seen the entire place. Whoever was standing next to me and Emma, everybody went like this.
Forward.
I was already shaking. Now I am really shaking.
They want to see what you have to offer them.
Yo, I'm like, and they see me walking through the crowd. Excuse me. Just trying to get on the stage. The minute I got on the stage, this is the first time I ever performed. The minute I got on the stage and that mic held my hand, if I said sit down, the entire place would have went like this.
Yeah.
I just went, put your hands up. Everybody hands went up. I was like, whoa, okay. And the place just erupted to the point where the DJs were like, yo, you have another tune? Because the place wants you. I'm like, yo, just throw on anything. I don't care. Just press play. Before I left the venue, I had 3 interviews lined up for next day.
Wow.
I was doing an interview at Kyrie. This tall guy came to get me, Ronnie Grove. Yo, you novelist? I'm looking at him like, who is you? I'm Ronnie Grove, blah, blah, blah. I left with him. Everybody was like a shark trying to get me to do their thing. But I was on my own mission. So I ended up signing with this group called Little Boy Sound. And I told them straight up, if you have to sign me, you have to sign Emma. And he's like, well, no, you sign me, you sign in Emma. So Emma went on and signed for a year. But me, I'm already on my own mission. I already talked to Skinny. And there's other, Trenchtown wants to work with me and all these other things. So I'm like, all right, I'll give them 3 months. So it just happened, we were at a performance one time and they pissed me off. So I just sat on the stage. And Skinny and Marlon came back. Once they were performing that night, and Skinny go, what happened? I go, yo, they pissed me off. He said, so what are you doing? I said, bro, he said, you want to join the club? I said, not a question. I jumped on stage with Clockers that night and performed.
Wow.
And that was it. And from that, everybody else started coming in. So then I think he already had the Vagabonds. Then he went for Slice and Dice. He went for the Assassins. He went for Clickley Banton, rest in peace. He just started grabbing artists from around the country. And that's the story.
Very captivating story. Like I can see myself. I was like, I was in the crowd. I was like, oh my gosh.
Nerve-wracking.
Honestly,
Nerve-wracking.
I remember when you were in your teens, you were you were more reserved than, you had the ability to rap, but you were not like,
I've never
talkative.
I've never pushed myself out there like that. But this is a lot of more stories. I've made people run out of the studio. I've made
Neil is like, should I say
like
this? Should I
I've done
not?
a lot of things. I've the only let's put it straight. I have a feeling they're looking at the only group I've ever been fit. Not even group. There's just one artist in Clockers, and I know he's looking. He's the only artist I've ever.
You should let me ask my question.
Ask your question.
Go ahead,
Ask your
Dale.
question.
So okay, I know we rate you. You have a high level of skills in your music and things. So we know that. We know Clockers was made with many different talents and genres, as we call it. But who were some of the talents you looked up to? Yeah, that is a good way to put it. Or
Within
you
the crew,
respected more.
within the crew
Yep,
that I
yep,
respected more.
yeah. Or you had a special
So
level for them.
I mean, obviously Skinny Banton because he been in WCK at the time and bringing us together. We all kind of like
Respect.
right? Look at him as the general, right?
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
there's that utmost respect for Skinny. And no matter if Skinny see me today and trip me or spit on me, I'll still respect him. You know what I mean? Even though I see him and I'll kick him and spit on him, I will still respect him. And just you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as lyrical contents, there's a man every time he did his thing, I would be like, yo, this man is like you just have to listen. Clickly Banton. Clickly was a beast. Like Clickly was a dancehall artist, but he loved Tupac so much that you didn't know if he was rapping or he was giving you dancehall.
Yeah.
He was just and the things that came out of his mouth, you're just like, yo, Click, you sure you're allowed to say that? It's like so his lyrical content was sick. And Skinny kind of built this chameleon thing. So because all of us around him, he kind of soaked in everybody's style and created this whole booyah. Well, change the booyah stylish, right, to what it is. Um, as far as being on a song with somebody and knowing that I might have to write a whole book before I get one page that I'm going to use, this guy named The Ounce.
Was he in Clockers too?
He is in Clockers.
He is in Clockers. Okay, currently. Okay.
Whenever I hear I'm talking about the ounce in my this guy is a problem. Now, if you ask him the question, he's gonna tell you I'm the problem. Ounces is the only rapper I have ever came across. Period. Whether in Dominica, in America, Canada, I've ever came across and you say Ounce is gonna be on the tune, and I literally go home and listen to like maybe 25 albums of hip hop. And write and write and write and say, nope, I'm not satisfied because the Ounce is going to be on there.
Okay.
So we can see he was actually making you better and you was making it better at the same time.
Yeah. And you know what was fair but wasn't fair? In Clockers, we used to do this thing because Clockers had 12 members. So we used to share in the groups of 3 sometimes, or even a group of 6. And we would go this 3 versus this 3 versus this 3. And this is like a random meeting, right? And all of a sudden you switch, your 3 could just switch. So when you're thinking it's me, Joel, and Dale all the time, nah. I could be with the Unks and Drag next week.
So you're constantly sharpening your skills.
Constantly.
I like that. Yeah, it wasn't just like a meetup. It was we're working.
We feared nobody. Yeah.
Okay. I know you mentioned. Yeah, go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
I was saying the thing about what they created as Clockers is even for people like me that was clockwise, just hanging out. I could boast him with my eyes closed. I could boast Clockers with my eyes closed.
Thanks.
Come from anywhere. You can be Wu-Tang Clan from America. Bring
Yeah,
it.
they actually heard of us too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we need to, if you don't know who Clockers are, you need to go and check them out on YouTube because their music is up on YouTube. Before we leave, we're gonna just plug that again. I remember you saying you've said it a few times to me. You've said it on air. You would like to battle Bungie Garland.
Yeah, man.
Bungie Garland. So you have no fear of Bungie. You have fear for Arson. Arson is
Ounces? Okay. You gotta you see the if I spit a bar of ounces, you'll probably understand. Like ounces bars are so sick I memorize them. Okay, the thing with Bungie Garland, I respect Bungie Garland. Bungie Garland is my favorite soca artist of current times, right? Before Bungie, it was like the Sparrows, right? So this hence where the stories come from. The Sparrows, I listen to a lot of stories, so that's where it comes from. So the Bungie, I respect Bungie. He's a lyrical genius. Like the man is ill. The man could just sit down there and just freestyle about the crowd and just have them going on. I'm like, damn, I could do the same thing. So why not?
Well, there's ways of getting him to battle you. Just do it. And post it. That's the way of social media right now too. Just get his attention.
Maybe I will one day. Maybe I will.
Yeah.
Do a TikTok challenge to Bungie.
To Bungie. Yeah, maybe I should do it. Go ahead. Why not?
I want to dive into a little bit of what you've been up to lately. I know Rin is not here tonight, but you've done, I'm pretty sure, a few songs with him. So just wanted to talk about like what you up to? What can we expect from you coming up very soon in the near future?
As of this summer, I'm gonna be dropping some Booyah tracks. It's gonna be different because obviously I rap, right? And a lot of people are gonna expect me to be rapping the whole time on the Booyah tracks. No, it's not that. You'll hear some of that too. But it's we're doing some Booyah tracks, and of course, some of them, not all of them, have hip hop influence in them. I smile because I was doing a production on one beat, and all I heard Rin saying like, "What's wrong with this guy?" And I looked like what is he? And he's like, "This freaking guy did it again." And I'm like, "What is he talking about?" Then I'm like, he goes, "You," and I'm like, "Okay, what did I do?" He's like, "You got a hip hop instrument played like hip hop to fit in Booyah." So it's like, you could take a hip hop instrument and put it in Booyah, or you could sample it. But I actually got like you could actually take out the Booyah elements and that hip hop sample, that hip hop thing, you could just make a hip hop song over it. So those are the type of things that to look out for. It's just fusing the music. And
I want to hear that because I find like for me, I'm not a music expert or a connoisseur or anything like that. But when I think about Booyah, it's fast paced. Yeah. And when you think about hip hop, it's not as fast a pace as Booyah would be. So just wanting to hear that, I think this is a teaser for everybody. So
funny thing is, Skinny, anybody in Clockers could think to that, and even in any musician in Dominica, pretty much King Dreads, Clockers, Poison Eye Clan, they would always tell you, I've been rapping on Booyah music from before anybody. Period. I could say that because I've been doing it. Like I said, I used to practice heavy metal, Booyah, soca, to freestyle and everything. I used to beg Skinny, like literally beg Bantan. Just, I want to do a Booyah. Stop giving me hip hop. It's like, boy, no, because I could do it. I have my first hip hop song, my first Booyah hip hop verse. I actually did it. Me and Slice was supposed to do something with Clint H for WCK, and I still have that verse. So I've been rapping on Booyah. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's really not hard. People just figure because the beat is going fast, you have to go fast. You don't. You don't. Just keep your pace, listen to the instruments, and ride.
No, I'm thinking about people dancing too, and like when the rhythm's going fast and they're going like They're like, can they
No.
catch the beat? Like, what are they doing? And
Ah,
it's all what you hear in your head, right? It's like what
yeah.
you're hearing, and then you're almost forcing the other people to say, oh, they're listening to this melody in the song or
Right.
this treble in the song, you know, and they're hearing something else because music is made up of different
Yeah.
instruments and
Yeah,
different
of course.
sounds, right? So
You know, even your voice itself is an instrument, right? So
ranges,
you
yeah,
just, yeah,
yeah.
you just gotta make it. You just gotta make it fit. That's all.
Okay, okay.
So,
Oh, Dale, I know you
so
want to say
lately,
something.
so, so, so lately you have been making rhythms and beats and so
Yeah,
on.
I've been.
Doing your music. I'm even more sicker.
Yeah, yeah, even more sicker. EMS. It's crazy.
So tell us
Um,
about that. Yeah, yeah. Talk about.
EMS. So EMS is our team, right? Rin and I team, and so far I've been doing. Well, we started doing flyers with Dissect, obviously, trying to get the name out there. And
Mhm.
then I've been working with two gospel artists. Well, I can say three technically, but one is out there, like Danielle M. Look her up. She just released a song, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago on YouTube and Spotify and all that. So we've been working with her. EMS is pretty much a team of music. I don't even know if I should call it a production team because like I said, we record, we started with flyers, we want to do videos, um, we produce, we write.
Mhm.
And so that's what EMS is, and yeah. So the second project on EMS will be my my project. I'm pretty sure Daniel will have
Right.
another song out before I actually go out, but yeah.
Daniel has one out. Daniel, what's your last
M
name again?
M. It's just M.
Daniel
Letter.
M.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's a gospel singer. It's fire. St. Lucian girl.
Okay.
Yeah, and
All
yeah.
right. So you gotta get in the race with Daniel M because you said she might even have one out before you're
Well,
ready.
yeah, but you know, I ain't no racer there. Put it
Yeah,
this.
everybody has their timing, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
nothing ever happens before its time,
Right.
for
So
sure.
hopefully, even next season, we could get her on here and get Rin on here as well too. You know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just want to encourage you in something. And I think when I say that, it's going to be on behalf of all of us back in the days who know you as a rapper.
Hmm.
You doing your thing now in music. You've been producing other people and whatever, but please don't stop giving us that lyrical content, that novelist we know. Don't
The
stop
level.
it.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't think I could even if I try. To be quite honest, and
Okay.
the reason why I say that is when I listen to music, the first thing that my ear picks up is lyrics. Like I can hear a banging beat and say "woo," right? But there's a lot of banging beats out there, right? But my ears,
Yeah.
it grabs lyrics. So within the 30 seconds, if you're not grabbing my interest, it's chances I may not continue listening. So
Okay.
it's embedded in me.
What
And
happened? You ever
another
feared that
thing,
he's gonna lose that energy, you know? Okay, okay. All
and
right.
another thing, with everything that happened in life, everybody road have a different bump. But with everything that happening, have you ever felt like I good at that, I tired, I give it up, I
Of course.
have you ever felt discouraged whether by yourself or with others around you? And how did you deal with that?
Um, you see, like I said, music is something that's in me. So even if I was trying to leave music, I could never leave music. It's impossible.
Mhm.
It's one of those things.
Respect, brother.
And you see me nodding my head because everything you said, I've been through all of them. There's people who will literally suck your energy without them knowing, or maybe without you knowing, they suck your
Yeah,
energy.
yeah.
I went through years of that. There's people that will just, tell you negative things to try to break it down.
Mhm.
Those don't bother me, but also been through that. Um, Doing hip hop and then moving to Booyah, which was like somebody tell me, yo, you should try, let's do this. And I actually had to write a Booyah song, but that was different. But it showed me that, shoot, dude, you love music. Like, you're just willing to learn about everything. Like, if you ask me the history of soca, I could tell you. You ask me the history of Booyah, I could tell you. You ask me the history of dancehall, any one of them, I can tell you, right? So I don't think I could leave music, and I literally went from rapping, which I still do, but not as often, doing Booyah music, um, DJing, producing, never stop. Well, I don't write. I haven't wrote, like, physically wrote in a long time, but mentally writing lyrics. So I couldn't leave. When I go for stress, it's music. Happy time, happy joy. One of the singles to look out for.
Happy joy, joy.
Happy joy, joy. Um, it's music, man. It's music.
So with that said, now I'm going to ask you another question because every guest that Pastor Dissect will get that question. What is your family support like, or was like? Encouragement from close.
Was like, rest in
Yeah.
peace to my mother. My mother looked at me twice and told me she's proud of me twice, and I asked her why. Right? One I did a block jam in the middle of the highway in Newtown. Yeah, crazy guy. Blocked the entire road. And my mom looked at me and tell me, like, you're crazy. Like, how did you do that? But she didn't, I used her friends and other people to do it. And then she looked at me and said, I'm really proud of you. And actually, no, more than twice. There was another time when DBS Radio was calling the house to find me because they wanted to interview me in something. She looked at me and said she's proud of me. And then the night of Buju performance, when I got off the stage, my mom said, "Son, I'm really proud of you." And I said,
Nice.
yeah. So mom and my mother, my stepdad, which is my dad, my own business, and my sister has always supported me. Yeah.
It's important to have that
Yeah.
family support, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what that was like.
Well, you know what? It's almost like a new journey that you're on, right? It's like a new rebirth, I guess.
Yeah.
Say it's like a rebirth.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to write a song about that now. And don't forget to give me credit for that, okay?
You always get credit, man. You always get credit.
Yeah. But you've been doing it for a while, and it
just to kind of like merge what you just said and what Dale just asked earlier. The down spiral, like, I never stop music. You probably would not see novelists, but I mean, if you go Google and all that on YouTube and that, you'll find novelists. But you look up Ratic Band, I did a whole album with them, right? You look up Partners in Crime, I'm on their stuff. So it's like I'm there. Like, I've this French artist I rapped with, like Don Bello, Haitian artist. Like, so I'm there. I never really stopped, but I just, for my own self, it's been an up down spiral. You go through things, right? And like you said, the rebirth. I went through, was it 2021? When my mom passed away. 2021 was a living hell for me. July 2021 was a living hell for me. I went through all the worst things you could possibly go through in life. And then the following year, July, to remind me on the anniversary of my mom's death, here you go again. So the down spiral of the hip hop, the down spiral of the, well, Booyah, up and down, up and down. This energy came, I don't know where it came from. Somebody said it was rising from something about the phoenix, right? Me rising from
the ashes.
And I literally had to, everything that's in there, everybody that hurt me, and just put it out there. So there's, and again, I write from the head, I write from the heart. So it's like it's not being transferred to paper to come on the microphone. It's literally coming from here into the microphone. So yeah, there's some of that there too.
So we can expect a real,
yeah,
full of emotion, full of
there's emotions and there is happiness.
Okay.
Right? So
Happiness is an
I
emotion.
am gonna drop some hip hop tunes that's not gonna be combined with what I'm doing. That will give you those emotions and those things. And there's at least the first Booyah tune I'm planning on releasing. It's one of those songs where anybody could relate to it. Like a homeless person could relate to it. Because of what I went through, relationship, you could go through it. Just by you judging somebody, I mean, you'll understand it. So yeah, we're going there.
So are you gonna it's Dissect, remember? Like, what are you gonna give us? Give us something.
Oh boy.
Right, Dale? It's Dissect. So either tell us one of your songs or give us the little freestyle.
One of the songs
a freestyle or something.
Okay, so the first song that we're planning on releasing, because it can be contradicting because we have two songs. Well, not contradicting. It can be kind of thing because we have two songs. Okay, yeah, conflicting. So one of the lyrics in the first song goes, "Can't keep her neck steady. She want a real man, independent, heavy. She want the Bourbon. The one man with Chevy. She want money for heavy. She want money for heavy. Have money already. Take it from a painful eye." Basically, what I'm saying in this is a lot of people, a lot of women, that one is about a woman. A lot of women, they say, they want a relationship, but they're looking at every man. Can't keep a neck steady. They're independent, but they want you to have everything when you jump in the relationship, right? And basically, at the end of it, I'm telling you, like, don't just judge that woman, but look at it from the painful side of where she's coming from. Maybe it's lack of parenting, maybe it's whatever the case is, some trauma, right? So look at it at the painful side of whatever it is. There's another verse in there that goes, gosh, I kind of forgot it now. But yeah, it has
okay, Cartel.
Let me tell you that is what we're talking about. Well, that is what we're talking about. You hear the arrangement of lyrics?
Yeah.
That is what we're talking about.
And it's the story that it's telling. Like, I wouldn't even have been able to interpret that if you didn't interpret it, right?
Break it down. And you have to tell you, take it from the painful eye.
But if you had a music video, then I would be like, okay, I get it. Like, I'm that type of.
Well, last year we released a song called Splash, Novi and Rin. So you guys can go on YouTube and stream that and subscribe to it. And yeah.
And that's a party banger.
And then this year, yeah, it's a party banger. And then this year you will get, the first stuff. And they're coming. Maybe before Dissect end, we'll drop not tonight, but before the season end.
If you've never heard or seen, have I seen you perform before? I think I have. If you've never heard novelist
Can I
Navi
be excused
perform,
for 1 second? 1 second? Can I? 1 second?
Yeah.
All right, 1 second. I'll be back. 1 second.
Really great. Is he gonna get a song or bring out an artist, a guest? Like, he's gonna. This is definitely a unique show. Huh? Who's gonna get that
a whole picture?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you've never heard him perform before, his voice, the voice that you hear, this soft kind of monotone voice, is not what you hear when he's singing, when he's rapping. Like, that sounds like a totally different person. Like, he takes on a different persona, and you're like, is this the same person? This mellow out guy that's in front of the screen? No, it's not the same person. So you don't think you're gonna hear this mellow vibe. Even when he just spit just now, that's not even the level of what he can do.
That's mellow. I don't know. Maybe but every artist have this thing in them. Well, not every artist, but most artists have this thing in them where they could be so laid back, and then when you get on the stage, it's a different energy, right? So, like I said, my first performance when that mic was given to me, if I said sit, I kid you not, and even the bartender would have sat. Like it's that level of power, that level of confidence. Like you just, it's a different energy.
And that's why we talk about, being mindful of the lyrics that you put out there, because
Yep.
it is, music is influential. As
Influential.
much
Fact.
as people don't want to admit to it, it's
Facts.
influential.
Facts.
Yeah.
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 Facts. I don't care what nobody say. I've listened. I grew up on hip hop, and I've listened to all types of hip hop, whether it's love making, where you like literally thinking of your girlfriend, or it's I want to murder, kill somebody, and you're literally thinking of that guy in school. You just wanted to strangle him or whatever. So yeah, music is influential.
Yeah. Dale's laughing. Dale's like, I know some situations.
Yeah, it hypes you up, man. It hypes you up.
Yeah.
But going forward, you talked about your first time on a stage. It was you and Emma.
Yeah.
Like, all you didn't know what was all your plan, what all you going to do, but all you went there together as a unit.
Yeah.
Um, is there any work after that event with Emma, or oh well, you talk about Kindreds, but from
Yeah.
from from Kindreds and Clockers, is there any collab between two of all you? Will there be any collab in the future? What's going on with two of all you?
Good question, Dale.
Emma and I finished the song. Well, Emma Rin, female artist of mine, KD, and we did a song, a hip hop song, called "The Club," which I have not released yet. Emma is currently, well, he has the idea for the song, he has the beat for the song. So me and Emma and Rin supposed to be doing something, but I cannot tell you it's gonna be out this summer. But yeah, we're working. But we do have a hip hop song which I will put out. I don't know, hopefully sometime this year.
Well, we're in your corner. We're backing you, and definitely, um, come back with Rin
Oh yeah,
and
oh yeah,
drop
oh
that.
yeah.
Let us
I've been
know.
to, yeah, hopefully, with the ideas we have for next year on Dissect, I could
Yeah,
bring
yeah,
the whole,
yeah.
I could bring the whole EMS.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's up.
Looking
Um,
forward to that.
Good, right.
the emergency team, not an emergency service, okay, people. Even more
EMS.
sicker.
Yeah.
So you know what? We normally play that game with our guests. Deal.
Yes,
You have anything for us?
Dylan don't
Like,
even
I
have a
mean, it's
question.
weird for me. I'm interviewing my co-host, but
Look, it's 8 o'clock. We gotta go.
we have a few
hold on,
minutes.
don't try that. Don't try
Dale has
that.
some good stuff.
Don't try that. So you already know whether you agree or you disagree, it's happening. Quick cuts is on. So what what is your plan with that EMS, that even more seeker? Are you going to make it a big thing, a franchise, or is it just something you just building as you go in? Have
I'll
you
be.
any long-term plans, or is just
I mean, anything I do has long. I think long term. But
okay?
I don't. I don't necessarily have a plan for EMS. Just like I did not have a plan for island therapy. I didn't have a plan for dissect. I mean, there's a plan, but the plan is okay. We're doing this. I have the mentality of okay. I watched this show when I was younger called Married to Children.
With Al Bundy?
With Al Bundy. And an episode where he built something in the basement and the guy said, "If you build it, they will come." It's funny, but to me it struck another nerve when I heard that. It's like if you build it, they will come. So, just build it. And I've always liked Nike saying, just do
Just
it.
do it.
do it.
So I don't necessarily say, okay, I'm gonna put water in this with plans of drinking it or feeding my plants with it. I'm just gonna put water in it.
Let's see what happens. Yeah.
So EMS started.
And I know you have
EMS
I
was
know you
just
have
for
that
me to do
philosophy
my.
of
What's that?
go ahead, go ahead.
No, so EMS started for me to just. I just wanted to be do me. I didn't want it to be island therapy with me and somebody. I didn't want it to be dissect with me and the team. I just wanted to be. I'm gonna make beats. I'm gonna do flyers. I'm gonna do. Just call it even more sicker. It wasn't even a word until somebody walked into my house and was looking for a chorus of a song.
Mm.
He said, "Boy, you said in the chorus already," and I was like, "Okay." And then that's what it came. So now, like I said, it's turning into this, and I don't know what to call it. Just like dissect, it's like let's just nothing to do. COVID is let's just do now. Look at this. So
Yeah,
just plant
5
the seed.
seasons, right?
Yeah, plant the seed and let it grow.
Okay, I was going to say I have been hearing you saying, and I've heard you say to your little girl sometime before that cannot doesn't exist. In
Cannot
your
it?
words, cannot is a Creole word for a boat.
Yes, sir.
So that alone by itself, when I remember you saying that, it does motivate me. So
Yeah,
keep trying.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like don't give up. Put my best foot forward, one step
Absolutely.
at a time.
Dude, listen, I broke my foot. I broke my foot in soccer one time. I didn't know my foot was broken. I went to party. I was in pain. I wore the tightest shoe I could possibly find, and I was partying, drinking. And next day I got up to go to work, and I just fell off the bed. That was the only time I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, Doug, you want to come help me up?" I couldn't help myself up. But you fall, man. Get your ass up and do it again.
That's right.
Yep, yep.
True testament of that, right?
Yep.
Well, do you want to continue? We have, I mean,
Sure. Sure. I know you want to play quick cuts. Let's go.
well, we did it before. We did it before.
Yeah.
We did cuts before.
Let me start, Joel.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Tell us what of the worst advice you ever got. If you ever got to any.
If
Worst advice.
I've gotten all types of worst advice. I've gotten you shouldn't rap. I've gotten you shouldn't go certain places. Oh boy, the worst one. The worst piece of advice I've ever gotten. Oh, the worst piece of advice I've gotten is that remember I said my mom was proud of me. I put a bloco in Dominica. Bonus was there, so
Yeah.
that's not even a fair question. The only person that was really, really supportive of me doing that was him. He grabbed a piece of paper and a pen and started writing everything I was saying. Right?
Jill was like, I'm taking notes.
Right?
Yes, keep saying
When
it.
I can call my homeboys names, but I will not call names. Tell me, boy, you cannot do that. That's impossible. Blah blah blah. And I was like, oh yeah, and we did it.
We made it happen.
Made it happen.
Right.
So don't ever tell me I cannot do anything. That's motivation to me. Yep.
And it wasn't one time. That's the other thing about it.
I didn't do it one time. Did 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
I'm bad though. Gosh, I'm terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, something that you wish you were better at.
Probably basketball.
Really?
Yeah.
He was laughing at
I'm
him.
good, but I wish I was better at it. Yeah. Probably basketball.
Yeah. At this age?
Well, I mean, at this age, nah. At this age, what would I wish I was better at? Mastering music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, if you could go back in time and do something over, like change something from back then, what would it be and why?
I can't really say I would go back and change anything. I mean, oh, I don't know, man. Going back and change anything would probably have to pertain to do something with my mom's passing, so we're just gonna skip that.
Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah, you know.
You ask people this often on the show, and we kind of hear the same answers all the time. But what genre of music is your favorite genre of music, or which one would you prefer to perform more than the other?
Prefer to perform. Oh boy, yeah, that's a tough one, Jay. For real, for real. As far as genre of music, I couldn't choose one because um different moods every day, right? So I might wake up and want to hear Onyx, like or producer Sam, or I might wake up and want to hear Bob Marley or whatever, right? So those are different mood setting. Performing, I'm gonna have to say hip hop.
Okay.
Yeah, as dope as the booyah and crowd and you can sweat and girls can stroke and hip hop, something about hip hop when you hear that crowd singing your tune and they literally just like the expression that comes with hip hop, it's different.
Okay.
Yeah.
There one more? Oh. There one more and then I go? That one? That one
That one. I believe we're thinking of the same one. But I'll let you go first.
I mean, is it that one that we always ask? Okay. What is one thing that has made you laugh the hardest or makes you laugh the hardest? You know we were gonna go there.
I know.
We should have prepared.
I have one. Like this one, if my sisters are watching, they already know what I'm gonna say. I have millions of those, okay? But this one happened when I was, I want to say 7, 8 years old. And I don't know if Boneless was around, Dale was around when it happened. But growing up in Newtown, we had this guy. We used to call him Soul. He was a madman, like they would say, right? You see, he's laughing already.
He's already laughing.
No, funny thing, around my house had a lot of breadfruit trees and tamarind trees. So I remember one.
You're already laughing. Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. Okay, so there's two different stories. So Soul was a great man. Rest in peace, Soul. There was one morning I was going to school and it was raining. And you know when something is falling through the trees and it makes that sound? So you're hearing that sound coming down, and then you heard boom, like something really hard hit the floor.
Bigger than just fruits.
Than the breadfruit. I kid you not, the man grabbed the breadfruit branch and runs directly across the street. Now, that's not the top one. The top one, I only told that one because as soon as I said Soul, they all came back. There was an afternoon after school. It was about 3:30 in the afternoon, 4 o'clock. Soul again crossing that same street. And a lady's driving, I would say she's going south. And he's crossing the street. She hits the brakes, the car touches him. Sends Soul out, airborne, Soul falls. The lady jumps out panicking. Oh my god, I killed him. Blah, 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 blah. People got around, Soul is laying dead on the street. Then Soul gets up. Lady, you have good brakes. And runs across the street.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
No, he did not. That poor lady must have been like,
the
what?
lady could have a heart attack. The lady thought she killed him for sure, like 100%. Soul is dead. Oh my god, just panicking all over the place, people trying to calm her down and all that stuff.
Lady,
Soul just gets up, man. Like But like I said, I have millions of stories on soul, but that's
Wow.
So when you come on Dissect and we ask you those things, we want to hear those people
those kind of stories. Good example. Good example.
Yeah, but we also want to hear your response to the last question on Quick Cut. Loyalty or respect?
Oh, that one. Okay. I was gonna go there first, but yeah, loyalty or respect.
Respect.
And why?
I think a lot of men strive on respect. I think respect. For me, I don't need you to be loyal to me. And the reason why is I came in this planet alone. I plan on leaving alone. You have love, I'll show you love. I will be loyal to people. Like I'm loyal to Joel, I'm loyal to you guys, to you, Dale. Always been. Like our relationship is over 30 plus years, right? So that's loyalty to me. So yeah, I take loyalty all the way, but I go with respect. I'd rather you respect me and just let me be than yeah. That's it. Respect goes deeper for me.
Okay. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dale.
All right.
Thank you for being my co-host tonight, Dale. That was great.
Right.
You know, getting you ready for your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yes. So, novelist Navi, thank you so much for being a good guest.
Okay.
Yes.
So am I leaving now, or is the second host leaving, or is he staying? Sayonara, Mr. Host.
Bye to the all of me.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. That actually worked out pretty cool. Yeah. I'm still in tears of soul, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Rest his soul. Yeah.
Rest his soul, yes.
No
indeed.
pun intended. Yeah.
But next week. So the pressure was on me.
So next week on Dissect, we have a Mother's Day special.
Yes, we do.
We have two lovely mothers. Mm-hmm. That one with the funky glasses over there, that's my mom. So as Novelist said, the heat was on him tonight. It's probably going to be on me next week. She's going to put on her professional thing, but I know she's going to make me embarrassed. So
it's all good. Nothing to be embarrassed about.
My mom's. I'm not embarrassed of her, and she's not embarrassed of me, but she's going to say something that's embarrassing because that's what moms do, right?
I guess so.
Yeah, and her friend, so it's going to be her friend. So the two of them, Miss Velma and Miss Yvonne, are going to come on next weekend for us on Mother's Day.
Nice.
Mother's Day special.
Sweet. So,
all right.
Thank you, Joel, for my debut on Dissect.
Yeah, thank you for doing it.
Yeah, and we'll do it. We'll do this again next season, and yeah.
Alrighty.
We'll see you guys next week. You guys have a blessed week and a blessed weekend, and we's out.
Peace.
So I'm Janine Xavier Cross.
I'm Janelle Xavier. And we're Xavier Street. So this is what you need on the inside and we're ready to come.
Are you, Jewel? You have hidden talents that you're not talking about.
Let's get to the bar. Ain't no bar, no drum.
Yeah.